This was probably the best Xbox showcase that I've ever seen. And none of it made me want to buy an Xbox. Now that probably sounds insane, because if you've spent any time online since the showcase ended, you've definitely seen the overwhelmingly positive reaction. Asha Sharma saved Xbox, best showcase in years, Xbox is back. And honestly, I don't disagree at all. The showcase was incredible. Excellent game shown after excellent game, and every single thing looked like a game that I wanted to play. I mean, everything. It was great. From start to finish, they knew what they were doing with this, because it showed that Xbox finally had something to prove. They had to come out swinging. They had to prove that Xbox is the #1 place to play games, and that if you want to play the best games, you could play them on an Xbox. But here's the thing. You could play all of them on a PlayStation, and you can play all of them on a PC. And all of those Xbox games will run better on PC, and they'll run better on a PlayStation 5 Pro than they will on an Xbox. So while everybody is celebrating it as a victory for Xbox, I don't think this is a victory for Xbox hardware, but I do think it is a victory for gamers as a whole. Because for years, we've been told that exclusives are what sell consoles, and that you need something to reel people in. And they're right. Let's be real here. A lot of the reason why you buy a PlayStation is to play those exclusive games, and the definite reason of why you're buying a Nintendo Switch is to play Nintendo games. But now you're telling me that the reason that I would buy an Xbox, which would be for the exclusives, is that there really aren't any? And the only games that are now 100% going console exclusive on Xbox, the only console that you can play them on is Xbox, are Gears and Clockwork Revolution. I'm excited for both those games, but guess what? I could play them both on PC. So it's another reason not to buy an Xbox. So here we are, watching Xbox put on one of the strongest showcases in its entire history, while simultaneously making those games available to more people than ever before, by going multi-platform and releasing almost everything day one on Game Pass. So it raises a really interesting question. If Xbox's biggest and best showcase ever doesn't make you want to buy an Xbox, then what exactly is Xbox becoming? And why are so many people convinced that this is Xbox's big return to being the #1 platform? Here's the thing, when I started watching the Xbox showcase, I was instantly in love with what I was seeing. I thought Gears of War E-Day looked fantastic, and even though if you go online, you can see a lot of goddamn morons already complaining about character designs, complaining about that one of the people working on the game was formerly a man and is now a woman, who gives a damn, dude? The game looks really good. It looks like a more modern and evolved version of Gears of War, which is what the series so desperately needed, because Gears of War honestly has felt pretty stale since Gears of War 3, and that was like 20 fucking years ago, dude. So they need something to push it forward, and this is a step towards that, and it looks so good. This game looks like probably one of the biggest wins that Xbox not only has had in a long time, but desperately needs to prove that they're capable of actually putting out great games. Because while Xbox right now currently exists as probably the biggest third-party publisher in the entire world, and they have a massive library of games, and they own dozens of studios that are willing to put out stuff constantly, everything they put out really isn't that good. And Xbox is pretty much known as the king of 7 out of 10s. Game Pass is 7 out of 10 central over there. So now you're gonna put something that's actually worthwhile and actually is a AAA title that's going to be explosive and exciting and vibrant, and it's gonna be delivering this hardcore, intense gameplay, and it's actually going console exclusive. And that's a big deal. That is a big deal for Xbox, because they were all aboard the everything is going multi-platform because they need to make money. And the reason why they need to make money is because on Xbox, nobody buys their games because everybody has been trained to just play Xbox games on Game Pass, because why would you spend full price on a game when you could just play it on Game Pass for $20? You wouldn't pay full price. You'll take the cheaper deal. And if you're not going to play it on Game Pass and you're not going to play it on Xbox, well then you'd play it on PC, or you'd play like on Steam, or you'd play it on PlayStation where it would be releasing. But now Gears of War E-Day isn't going to come to PlayStation, but it will be coming to PC. So here's the thing, is Gears of War enough to get you to buy an Xbox? Well, let's think about this. Xbox Series X is now 7 years or so into its console lifecycle, and the console has never been more expensive. So if you don't own an Xbox right now, and you don't own a PC, but you're really into Gears and you really want to play Gears so badly, is it a game that you're willing to spend like $800 to play? Maybe. Or are you not going to buy an Xbox and you're just going to get a Game Pass subscription, and you'll play the game on Game Pass through your browser in like Cloud or whatever, Xbox Cloud, and you'll enjoy it that way. Which means that going console exclusive also does nothing for Xbox because it doesn't get them a new person in their ecosystem and it doesn't get them to buy the hardware that they're trying to push. So what is their plan going forward? What is their plan for Project Helix? If I can play every Xbox game that I want to play without owning an Xbox, why would I buy an Xbox? And if I could play every Xbox game on PC without even playing it on Game Pass, if I don't want to, I mean, I think Game Pass is excellent, and I think it's probably one of the best deals in gaming, if not the best deal in gaming. But some people don't want to play on Game Pass and they want to play on Steam. Well, now that's another way that I could buy the game without going through Xbox. So what's the goal here? What's the real plan? What is the outcome? I know if you look at Twitter, you'll see a lot of people claiming that Asha Sharma is doing the most incredible work that's ever been done at Xbox and that she is basically the Messiah and that she's come down straight from Satya's bosom to breathe new life into Xbox and make it the #1 place to play. That's great and all. That's great. And maybe she'll do it. Maybe she really will. She for sure has gotten people excited with this showcase, and she's for sure gotten the Xbox fanboys talking all sorts of crap because they finally got console exclusives back. But having this console exclusive back might be the worst decision that they've made so far because they don't have enough users to justify it, man. Gears of War as a franchise has sold over 41 million copies. That's all the Gears of War games combined, with the highest selling title being Gears of War 2, which sold just over 6.7 million copies. Is that enough copies to justify only being available to something like 30 or so million console players? And then, yeah, sure, everybody else on Steam and on PC Game Pass. But is that the right move? Is it? It feels like it's done to appease the Xbox fanboys who are like, we need console exclusives back because we need a reason for people to play on Xbox. And yes, they're right. They do need a reason for people to play on Xbox. Is this enough of a reason? I don't really think so. I don't think this was the smartest move. Xbox right now is in a position where they need money, man. They need it. Buying Activision Blizzard was a big mistake, man. It cost them a ton of money, and it probably wasn't the right move, and it's money that they'll never make back. As much as you want to pretend to justify it, as much as you want to pretend that they have the biggest solution to this, and that Asha Sharma is going to turn it all around, and they're going to be able to pull together $70 billion to put back in their pockets, it's just not happening, man. They bought Call of Duty to put it on Game Pass, thinking that that would justify enough to get enough subscriptions so that it would all be worthwhile, and it didn't turn out. And it's why Call of Duty is no longer on Game Pass, because they need you to buy the game, because they get a lot more money from you paying full price for Call of Duty than you paying $10 to play it on Game Pass, dude. So what the hell, man? But fine, okay. Let's look at this then. Asha Sharma in 3 months sets goal to become #1 gaming company, makes Gears of War E-Day Xbox exclusive, kills Copilot, good move, new Xbox logo, really who cares, reduces Game Pass cost, good idea, stops This Is an Xbox campaign, good idea, prioritizes console focus, I don't know if they're ready for that, updates achievement system, it's about time, adds gamer badges, sure, reviews exclusivity strategy, don't know if it's right, announce Project Helix, probably too early, but they need to because Series X is just done and it's not going to bring people in, so they need to move on to something else. Relaunches Xbox Fan Fest, which is great for Xbox fans, puts stronger focus on community feedback. Not sure if they're doing the right thing by listening to people who are giving them the wrong idea about things and telling them that everything they do is right when they should be having some sort of pushback. Xbox is not in the position to just listen to these super fanboys because they're not going to tell them what needs to be told, which is that if Xbox wants to do the best it can do, it needs to make its games available everywhere. And from watching the showcase, that's obvious because of the 28 games shown, 25 of them are available on PS5 and all of them are available on PC. So what part of that makes me want to buy an Xbox? If you're telling me that I can play everything on PC, I'm not buying an Xbox. If you're telling me that I can play everything on PS5, well, I have a PS5 Pro. So because I have a PS5 Pro, it means also that whatever game wouldn't be available on PC, which I mean is all of them, but if it wasn't available on PC and it was available on Xbox and PS5, the game would run better on my PS5 Pro. So once again, why do I need to buy an Xbox? I don't. But still, you have people claiming, she heard you, Xbox is back, Xbots got bamboozled. Fable's coming out, Halo's coming out, Senna's coming out, State of Decay 3 is coming out. Yes, this is a PS5 and PC game. 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 How is Xbox back? How are they back? Then these fuckers who are dumb as shit. Xbox is fucked because they got a woman to lead Xbox. Where are we wrong about her? Moron, can't even spell. So because they showed you really good games and cool games, you now are suddenly under the impression that Xbox is saved and that Xbox is gonna be the greatest thing ever. But they're not Xbox games, man. Sure, Xbox is publishing the games, and sure, Xbox is gonna take a cut of those games from every sale. Good for them, good for them. But they would get more of a sale if they only sold them on Xbox, or if they only sold them on Xbox and PC. Sure, I mean, Valve will take its cut, but because everything's on PS5, they're losing out. Their strategy keeps flip-flopping and it doesn't really make sense. Yes, they've impressed everybody with a great showcase. Banger after banger, game after game, looked exciting, looked incredible. I loved it all. Not convinced at all to become an Xbox owner. And even games where it's very clear that, like, for example, let's even think about it, okay? Let's pull back again. Gears of War, 41 million lifetime copies. Let's go Horizon lifetime copies. Horizon has sold 40 million units as well, with Zero Dawn surpassing 24 million copies and Horizon Forbidden West reaching over 10 million units sold. I don't think Horizon is very good, and Horizon has sold as much as Gears with 2 games. And Gears is like 7 games, dude. What are we doing here, man? I want Xbox to succeed because I want games to be good, and I want there to be more games available to everybody. And I think if Xbox is supporting studios by allowing them to make the games that they want and making those games available to as many gamers as they can to enjoy the games, that is a win for gamers. That is a step in the right direction for Xbox by them saying that we just want people to have good games. We want people to play the best games, and we're going to deliver the best games. Here are the games, everybody. Play them wherever you wish. I think that is great for the industry, and I think that is great for gamers. It makes people happy with Xbox. It makes people be like, thank you for giving me these games, Xbox. I appreciate that I can play it wherever I choose to, but it doesn't make me want to buy an Xbox, dude. I think right now, Xbox is in a position where, in terms of hardware, they are absolutely cooked, dude. There's just no reason to buy a Series X if you don't own one, and there's no reason to buy a Project Helix if you don't already have a PC. Because apparently it's going to be more of a PC than a console. So if you have a PC already, why do you need it? Because you can already play every Xbox game, including their exclusive, the console exclusives, on PC. So why do I need it? I don't. And why would I pay full price when I could pay a very highly discounted $20, $10, $15 playing whatever their game is on Game Pass? They've really put themselves into a bad position here. And yeah, they made Game Pass cheaper, but that's not really great for them. You're not going to sell copies of your $79, $99, $89, $99 game when you could play it for $20 on Game Pass. It's just not going to happen. And then you got dumb dummies, man. Dumb dummies who are calling out things that they shouldn't. Like this absolute idiot, dude. This is unnecessary and intentionally signaling trans. They know what they're doing. Once you notice bisexual lighting being used, you cannot unsee it. This is intentional. I will not be gaslit. You're a goddamn fucking moron. Okay? You're a fucking moron. And legendary drops, dude, a lot of times you're right, man, but stuff like this is dumb. Game budgets are higher than ever, guys. Seriously, we're struggling. We need to increase prices. Proceeds to hire multiple Hollywood actors to voice roles and do motion capture. Have you ever seen an animated movie? Have you ever seen an animated movie? You know, in most animated movies, if not all animated movies, the voices of those animated characters are usually A-list Hollywood actors, even though the movies are aimed towards children who actually have no fucking clue who those people are. You think when I was a child and I was a little kid watching Toy Story, I was like, holy shit, they got Tom Hanks to play Woody? I don't know who the fuck that is. Not then. You think a 5-year-old or whatever now who's excited to watch Toy Story 5 or whatever it is like, holy shit, Tim Allen? They got Tim Allen in the movie? They don't fucking know shit. But these studios will pay those people millions and millions of dollars to put their voice into that movie because they can use it in marketing, and that will get more people in the seats because their parents know. So yes, it makes a lot of sense to use Hollywood actors in your game because it sells. People see that, they go, holy shit, they got this person to play this character in this game. I gotta see what that is, and they'll buy it. It's a marketing spend, and it works. Use your brain, man. Don't fall into this stupid trap of like pretending that you don't know what's going on. You're smarter than that. I hate when people pretend like they don't know shit and you do know shit, so don't be fucking dumb. People gotta stop being fucking dumb, man. Xbox did a great job today. Let's not pretend like they didn't. But is anybody convinced to buy an Xbox when you know that everything is available on PS5 and everything is available on PC? Raise your hands, dude. I think they're headed in the right direction, but time will tell of what's going to happen and how many twists and turns that direction is going to have. It's a win for gamers, and that's the best part.